The Drifted. 20 attack, 30 defense. No health, type, cursed enemies. These enemies form from driftwood. They start off as just a couple pieces, and then search for more to complete their bodies. After they're complete, they help others complete their bodies. They form rarely year-round, but their spawn rates are greatly raised on Halloween and Friday the 13th. Since they have no health, to defeat them you have to destroy their bodies. Fire is your best option. Shade, Shadow Striker. 12 attack, 25 shadow attack, 20 defense. 50 health, type, dog. Shade has control over their shadow. They can change its shape a bit and make it move without actually moving. With this, they can attack and otherwise interact with the world through shadows, but others can do the same to it. That one Pikachu costume that someone inevitably puts on every single year. Plus 50 attack, plus infinity defense to wearer. Type, Halloween enemy. Every Halloween night, this cursed costume somehow gets someone to put it on and takes control of them. It then wanders from neighborhood to neighborhood, trying to choke out anyone it sees in costume, excluding those who have their necks hidden or those in any sort of Pikachu costume. The costume is seemingly indestructible, and it heals its wearer very quickly when injured. It's easy to outrun, though, so you should be good. Besides the indestructibility, it turns back into a normal costume at 6 a.m. Candy corn snakes. 0.5 attack, 5 defense. 25 health, type, Halloween companion. These friendly little guys can form in piles of candy corn on Halloween. They only eat sweets and sugar, and they will bond and stay with anyone who shows it even mild kindness or acceptance. They're great healers. In addition to the intentional healing magic they can use, they very mildly heal things while touching them, and even heal when they bite. They will automatically turn back into candy corn at 6 a.m. the next day unless you interfere. To prevent this, you can freeze them in time, or take them to another universe or the void. Or you can just be making physical contact with them. That's the easiest option. Whatever you choose, it must be happening as it turns to 6. After that, you don't have to worry about it next year. You can now raise your candy snake pal. The Shadows of the Mist. Type, Halloween enemies. These incorporeal creatures come in all shapes and sizes, and can only appear and exist in the much more frequent fog of Halloween. They have telekinesis and can drain energy out of living beings. There are 2 ways to fend them off. One, even though they have a faint glowing aura, is bright light. Your average flashlight or fireball should do the trick. 2 is magical attacks, the ones that attack the soul. If you can do neither of these things, run. Perhaps the fog will end before you do. The Pumpkin. 30 attack, 10 defense. Health depends on the size/number of pumpkins. Type, Halloween enemies. These enemies spawn on October 29th through 6 a.m. November 1st in any area with a large number of uncarved pumpkins and form from them. They do use carved pumpkins as heads sometimes, though. They come in a variety of shapes and sizes, and can add pumpkins that aren't being used by others to themselves. If they see an enemy as a big enough threat, some or all nearby pumpkin will merge into one much larger pumpkin, often called the Pump King. All pumpkin fall into a pile of pumpkins at 6 a.m. November 1st, unless frozen in time, taken to another universe or the void, etc. The Halloween Watchers. On Halloween night, costumed beings always wearing masks will occasionally come out of nowhere and watch people from a distance. Any attempt to approach or attack them will prove fruitless, because they always somehow abscond before anything can get to them. Halloween Mannequins. On Halloween, some mannequins will take different forms. Just a cool little festive thing that happens. They do move a bit sometimes, but I'm sure that's nothing to worry about. The Ever-Burning Trees. Roaring to life anytime between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. Halloween night, these trees will internally burn unless the tree is cut down. At random points October 29th through 3 a.m. Halloween night when not being observed, reasonably small containers and enclosed spaces will fill up with pumpkins. Cabinets, closets, and cars are common. They have filled up small and medium-sized rooms before, but this is quite rare. All these pumpkins lend themselves well to the spawning and growth of pumpkin. Glow armor. This armor is just a bunch of glow rings and such, and everyone knows it. Still, it's all sold in one bundle pack around Halloween, and it certainly accomplishes the glowing part, so nobody really minds. Candy corn pizza. This item, that's only a slight affront to nature, is sold both as frozen pizza and at some pizza places. They heal a bit more than the sum of their parts, so it's probably worth it maybe. Governor of Tasteville costume. This costume, when worn in full, will grant the wearer the ability to summon food and give that food enhanced healing properties. These powers can be leveled up by using them, allowing wearers to summon larger food and make food heal more. Wearers of this costume tend to commit to being in character way too hard, the commitment seemingly rising the longer it's worn. Creeper costume. This costume allows the wearer to explode, which is to say emit a strong force push in all directions. If you get hit with a lot of energy one way or another while wearing the costume, it will absorb it and your next blast will be supercharged. The Skeleton King. 500 attack, 500 defense, 5,000 health, type boss. This giant enemy rises once per Halloween in an urban or suburban area. It lumbers around wreaking havoc with its warriors, and is widely considered the final boss of Halloween. What it doesn't have in powers, it more than makes up for in sheer size and strength. Furthermore, any nearby skeleton warriors will flock to it, and spawn rates around it are even higher than the already high Halloween rates. Around it, they can also spawn in abandoned buildings and the like on top of the normal caves and graveyards. It, especially with its warriors, is a more than formidable foe, and taking it down is always a group effort.